y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is the Single Spoonie Mom, and I am here with another budget video for you. It is the beginning of the month, March 1st of 2021, and I have a confession to make. I actually did not budget for the month of February. I had been sick and not feeling good for most of the month, so I did not do my February budget. That's why you didn't see a budget video for February. And I am just getting back into budgeting for the month of March, and so I figured that this would be a great time to explain to you how you, if you are new to budgeting, you go about setting up your budget for the first time for the first month. So if you've seen any of my videos on here before, you've seen this planner. This is the Happy Planner Savvy Saver Budget Planner. It is dated, so it is January through December of 2021. I'll leave a link below so that you could see how you get this planner, or Happy Planner does also have an undated budget planner as well. So we're going into this in January. You could see was all done like it should have been, but February, if we move into that, February is completely blank here. I did not do February. I did not set up my bill tracker. I did not do anything with my savings. However, I did go ahead and keep track of all of my expenses that I had in February. This is very important when you are doing budgeting for the very first time, that you take a month to track every single one of your expenses, every dime that you spend. It's kind of easy to do if you are a debit card spender and you only use a debit card to swipe when you are going to purchase things at the store or wherever, or you use it online. However you use it, it's easy if you are debit card only, because then you could just go back and look at all your transactions and write down each and every transaction. I am a debit card only spender. I rarely spend cash. If you're a cash spender, you have to be on top of that. You have to write down your expenses on a pretty much daily basis. I would suggest a daily basis so that you don't miss any expenses. But this is how I do it in the weekly expense part of the planner. I write down every single expense and I color code it based on this here. This is my kind of color coding key for all of my expenses here. So I color coded in here, and it makes it easier to add up the details at the bottom of the page, as you see here. I add up, for each week, I add up the total amounts. And you see I've done the same thing for February 8th through 14th, and color coding again so that it's easy to see where I'm spending my money when I go to add it all up together. This is the third week in February and the last week in February. So what I did then was I took this sheet. You see I have an empty monthly budget here for February. I took this sheet, and at the bottom where I had added up each week's expenses, I added all those together to get my expenses for each of my categories here. So I use the categories of home. That's all my home expenses. So home decor, home supplies, cleaning supplies, everything that I consider going under home would go here, other than like utility bills and rent and everything. That's not included. These are only variable expenses here, not fixed expenses. So I have home, groceries, eating out, transportation, me, my son Caleb, medical, business, subscriptions, laundry, and fun money. So I totaled that up, and this is the amounts that I spent for each throughout the month of February. So now I have an idea when I go in to do my March budget of how I can budget each category for the month of March, around about what amount of money that I need to budget for. If I overspent in a category and I know that I'm going to try not to spend that much in the month of March, then I will change this up. But this is a basis for going in and doing your monthly budget. So now moving into the month of March, I haven't filled out this page yet. I don't have any unexpected events or anything that I plan on spending this month. I have no events coming up in the month of March. And let's see, financial goals I have not written out already yet. But I will probably do financial goals a little bit later on in the week after I've done my budget. I did do my monthly calendar already. I only put paydays on my monthly calendars and my credit card bills, which are not auto pay. So I put that on my calendar. Most of my other bills are auto pay, so I don't put them on my calendar. I do, you see on the side here, I have a savings challenge for the month of March. I plan on figuring out a savings challenge that I could do. Again, after I've already done my budget, I will figure out a savings challenge that I could do to get some more money into my savings account. So going on to the next page, I always suggest that you keep a list of every single bill that you pay, whether it's credit card, whether it's your rent, whether it's any of your utilities, including streaming services, credit card bills, anything that has a date that it has to be paid on. I always suggest that you keep a list of that. So here is my list here. It's going from the 1st through the 29th, and this list never changes. All these dates stay the same, and the prices, the amounts, usually for most things stay the same on this page. So I just copy it onto the following month and each month and each month. I do highlight these according to what category they're in. This kind of peachy color right here is for subscriptions. Bright yellow is for my credit cards so that I could really stay on top of my credit cards. Rent, mortgage, electricity, I don't give that a color, but I do pink for business expenses. Gray I do for streaming services because I put that on my monthly budget. I add all these up and put it on my monthly budget as one expense rather than writing down each and every streaming service that I use. And that's it. I have one for my son Caleb that is his piano lessons. That comes out on a specific day or date each month. So I do keep it on this bill list here. So this is your bill tracker. And you could keep a small sheet of paper like this with the bills on there and use it to transfer each month. Or you could just copy each page. So this is for March. And then when I get to April and I get to the same page, the bill tracker page, I would just copy everything from here onto here because it doesn't change. As you could see, even if I don't owe anything for that particular month, I still write it on this bill tracker. I just make a line through it to show that I'm not paying anything on that this month. So I do, this never changes other than crossing out if I don't owe anything. I have on this page here the savings tracker and account and debts. which I don't usually use this part right here except for with my Capital One Walmart credit card. I write down the dates that I make purchases on my Capital One Walmart credit card, because what I do is I buy my groceries on that, and then I pay off that balance every single month before the bill is due, so that I don't have any interest on that. It's basically just how I use my grocery money. The savings tracker I do fill out as I add money to my savings accounts. And then here is the monthly budget challenge. This month is a no spend. Try not to spend anything outside of necessities for at least 1 week during the month. And so I plan on doing it for 2 weeks during the month. So I've put these stickers here. This is from the Savvy Saver sticker book, which is this one. And I got these stickers from there, and I put that on so that I could keep track of doing a week of no spends. So that wouldn't include bills or anything like that. That would just be like no eating out, no spending money on clothes or games for my son or anything like that. That's a no spend challenge. This sticker right here I also got from the same Savvy Saver sticker book. And it says, it always seems impossible until it's done. So you always want to kind of, if you can, put motivational sayings in your budget planner, because sometimes budgeting is definitely hard. And in order to keep yourself motivated to do it, it's nice to have these little stickers like this that have these sayings on them to keep you motivated. I don't usually fill out the top of this until like I track my income on the days that it comes in. This is my starting balance because I do get paid early because of the type of bank account that I have. I get paid 2 days early, so I've already received some of my money for the month of March. So this is the starting balance that I'm starting off with, and I just write that in there so that I know. And then I keep track of every time that I do get income, I could write it on these lines here. This again is the weekly expenses. They come with categories and descriptions already written on them. I don't like them. I like writing my own categories and descriptions, so I always just take the whiteout tape and white these out and write over them. You get 4 pages of that, which is one thing I don't like about this budget book for 2021, is you used to get 5 pages for weekly expenses because some weeks you have 5 weeks, or the weeks fall where you get a half a week. And I don't really like having to kind of fumble around with where it says the week of at the top with dates so that I could keep dates in line. I always like to do it from Monday to Sunday, and you're not really able to do that with this book because you're missing a whole week. But that is that. And then you have a note section. And then over here, I've taken the page, as you know, if you've watched this channel before, you know that I use thebudgetmom.com, and I use from her resource library her monthly budget. It's a free printable, and I normally print it on regular paper and put it in the budget. Well, I have recently figured out how to print directly onto the Happy Planner page. So I printed this page directly onto the Happy Planner page, and this is the monthly budget and how I figure everything out. So going on to do the budget, I'm using a green erasable pen this month. Hopefully it will be able to come up really well on the camera. I calculate my income. So from income source 1, that's 1232 plus 616. That's 1848 from income source 1. Income source 3, income source 2, I get 3 of this month. One comes on the very last day, March 31st. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. 540. And bonus income is 200. I use an erasable pen because if anything changes throughout the month, or if I make a mistake doing it right now, I could just easily erase. So for fixed expenses, what I do is I use my bill tracker, and I just add up, I write down everything except for credit cards, doesn't go there, subscription, business, home. So pretty much anything that's highlighted other than streaming services goes under fixed expenses here. So I have rent, which is $535. I have Vectron, that is my electricity. That for this month is $168.10. I have Wow, which is my internet, and it is $66.34. I have Track Phone 1 and Track Phone 2, and both of them are $22.60. Those are both cell phone plans, one for myself and one for my son. Let me see, did I miss anything? No. And then I add up streaming. So this is all my Netflix, Hulu, various streaming services. And it's easy to see because I have it highlighted in gray. So that's $62.99. And then I add up all my fixed expenses. That equals $877.63. So the budgeted amount for my fixed expenses is $877.63. Then I go into debt, which again I take from this bill tracker. And I have credit 1, which is $838. Toward, which is 0. Walmart, I don't know yet. I'm going to budget $300 on that one. Indigo, I'm not sure of, but I'm going to budget $50 on that one. It may be slightly more than $50. And Merrick is $4. So I add all those up. $362.38 for debt. Now I could go into my variable expenses, and here is where you will have to make some decisions about how you're going to spend your money for the month. I know that already. I didn't total up my income here. $25.88. And if I subtract from that my fixed expenses and my debt, but you always want to subtract your fixed expenses and your debt from your total income before you start trying to figure out your variable expenses, because that will play into a factor when you see how much you have left. So what I do have left is $13.48 basically to play with. So for home, and again, that's all home supplies, any decor, any cleaning supplies, anything that I would buy for my home. Last month, you see I spent $157.91. Now, I did do some redecorating to my bathroom, so a big chunk of that is in that $157.91. Plus, I had Amazon Subscribe and Save, which I will not be having anything, I don't believe, coming. No, I canceled everything for March because I don't need anything from Subscribe and Save. And I just had an order for Grove Collaborative, which is kind of, I don't want to say organic, but clean living cleaning supplies. That's already been taken out. That's already been being shipped to me, so I don't have that expense. So for home, I would say that I would spend $50 at the very most for home in the month of March, because I don't have any expected expenses. So I'm just giving myself a budget of $50. That probably will not be used, but I put it in there just in case. For groceries, $341.88 is what I spent last month. I do not expect to spend that much because most of it will be going onto the Walmart credit card and then being paid off. So I don't want to budget for $350 or something like that, because I won't use the $350. I'm going to budget for $250 because I already have a balance on my Walmart credit card. So some will have to be in, some of my groceries will have to be in cash, and some will have to be in on the Walmart credit card. So I'm going to say $250. Now we get to eating out. And this is where you have to really talk to yourself here. So in the month of February, I spent $235.97 on eating out. That was pretty much all DoorDash delivery. Like I said, I was sick in the month of February. I did not feel like cooking. I ordered a lot of DoorDash delivery, as you could see, and that's a really exorbitant amount. I would never spend that amount on eating out in a normal month. So when you see an amount like that and you say, wow, I can't believe I spent that much on such a thing, this is when you have to make big decisions about your budget. And this is when you tell yourself, I'm going to limit myself to only this amount of money. So for myself, I'm going to go way down and I'm going to limit that to $125, which is still kind of high for just myself and my son, but I have that on there for eating out in case I get sick again and need to, I still got to feed him somehow. And we'll usually resort to DoorDash delivery. So eating out, I have $125 budgeted. Transportation, that was really low. That was $1.40. I had a doctor's appointment, and that was my bus fare. For transportation, I don't have any doctor's appointments scheduled in the month of March. And my son has his therapy appointments, which normally we would take an Uber to. So for transportation, we didn't go to, we did his therapy over Zoom, which is why transportation is so low for the month of February. I would say we would probably still be doing it over Zoom again this month, but just in case, I'm going to budget $50 for transportation. Me, I spent $0 on myself, on my allowance that I give myself for the month of February. But normally I give myself an allowance of about $50. For my son, it was his birthday in the month of February. So his amount was $197.68. Again, excuse me. You look over that and you see that amount and you say, there's no way that I could spend this month again, this amount of money again this month. And you come up with a decent amount that would fit your needs and your abilities. So my son gets $25 a month in allowance. Plus he has his piano lesson. He doesn't need any clothes. He doesn't need any other items. So that comes to $43. So I'm going to budget $50 for him as well. So $50 allowance for each of us. Medical, I did not spend anything in medical last month. I got my prescriptions at the end of January. And I will be getting prescriptions this first week of March. So I'm budgeting $30 for medical. Business, This is any of my business expenses, which is normally $20.43. That's for two subscriptions that I have that I use for business purposes. However, there are some office supplies that I would like to get. So I'm actually going to do $75 for business. Subscriptions. Now those are all taken out as fixed expenses. However, I put that on my variable expenses because if I have a month where money is tight or money is low, subscriptions are the first thing to go. But I am going to add this up just to make sure that I have the right amount. $12.84, 15, $9.99, $5 and $9.99, $52.82. Yeah, I had the right amount. So $52.82, so I'm going to say 55. I like to keep the numbers round when I'm budgeting my variable expenses. Laundry. I paid $101.62 for laundry in the month of February. I believe that that was all of January plus part of December, maybe. I don't think I would be spending $101 in March. So I'm going to bring that down to 75. It probably is not even that much. Instead of $101.62. And then fund money is my last one here. And I just budget 25. There's not a lot of fun things we could go out and do. So usually this is me purchasing Kindle books or renting a movie through Prime, something like that. That is what I call fun money, or spending money on games, that sort of thing. So to add up all my budgeted variable expenses, I have 50 plus 250. $835, and that's around about the amount of money that I spend on variable expenses in a month. That is right around that amount. Sorry, I just forgot what I was thinking for a moment. Okay, so we're going to take that $835 from the $1348 that we had left over from there, and that leaves me $513 to work with for savings. So for my savings, I have some sinking funds. I can't remember exactly. Okay, so homeschool. Gets $85. I will leave a link up there, for homeschool, or for how I do my sinking funds. I did a video on that. Fuel is $40. Travel is $65. So if I take 513 minus 85 minus 40 minus 65 equals 323. So then I want to do savings of 125 and cash of, that's actually 400. No, that's 200. So to add that up, 85 plus 40 plus 65 plus 125 plus 200. That equals 515. So if I take the total income, and this part I do in pencil just because it's easier to erase than pen. Total income of $25.88. Total expenses, that's each of these in the red boxes. So $877.63 plus $362.38 plus $835 plus $515 equals $25.90.01. And then I subtract the total income from that, which means that I'm negative $2.01, which is okay because I have a buffer in my checking account. So that is how I do my monthly budget for the month of March. I will put up here. And it is all complete. And I can make any notes that I need and keep track of all my expenses throughout the month. Do a monthly check-in about 2 weeks into the month, around about March 15th, to make sure that I am on track properly with this monthly budget. And if you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comments box. And other than that, I will be back soon with more videos for you. Be looking out for Money Mondays, which will be not just budgets, but also more information about frugal living and saving and shopping and everything in between. So I will see you later. Thank you for stopping by. And please, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.